To fetch the movies by genre, we have to use this exact on-click listener that we have set up right here. But right now, it's not serving a function. So what do we have to do to make it work? Well, we're going to have to use a different part of Redux, this time without Redux Toolkit. We'll have to dispatch a real action call, and that action is then going to change the ID of the movie category we want to see. I know, there's a lot of terminology, but we're going to go through it together. We can try doing that first only for our three categories. Once we do it for the categories, we can easily do it for the genres. So what do we have to do in this on-click to let Redux know that we want to get movies only for, let's say, a popular movie category? Well, we're going to have to create one new file and a new folder. We're going to collapse everything, and then inside of the source, we're going to create a new folder called features. Inside of the features, I'm going to create a new file called current genre or category.js. I know it's a long name, but it's better to be descriptive than to wonder what this file is doing. So inside of this file, we're going to import something known as create slice. And that's going to be coming from redux.js and then /toolkit. We're not using the toolkit query here. We're just creating a new slice. Again, a weird name for something, a slice of the entire store using Redux Toolkit. We're going to export const genre or category, and that's going to be equal to create slice, which is going to accept an object. The situation is going to be similar to our API here. We have to provide some information to it. In this case, we're going to give it a name, and the name is going to be genre or category, and we also have to give it initial state. Initial state in this case is going to be set to an object, and that object is going to have three different things. It's going to have the genre or category name. So we need to have the name of the genre or category, which is going to be set to empty string at the start. Then it's also going to have the page number, which is going to default to 1. And finally, we're going to have the search query, because later on, we're going to use this to also search for different movies. That's going to be set to an empty string. Now that we have our initial state, we also have to have our reducers. These reducers won't be created for us using Redux Toolkit query. We'll have to manually create them. So let's create our first reducer together. And that's going to be select genre or category. So we want to select something first. And that's going to be a function, as the name select. That's a verb, meaning a function. Our reducer accepts the old state and also the action to change that old state. So how do we actually change that state? Well, we want to modify state.genre or category name, and we want to make that equal to our new changed genre, the one we just click. So how are we going to get the information about which genre did we just click? Well, let me explain. We're going to get it through console log action.payload. So this information is going to be stored inside of the action.payload once we actually dispatch the action. So for now, let's make this not do anything besides simply console logging this action object containing a payload. Now, to be able to use this, we have to export const select genre or category, and that's going to be exported from genre or category. We also have to export default genre or category dot reducer. Again, this is just some boilerplate code that we have to write at the start, but later on, this is going to get so much simpler. So what are we doing? We're exporting this reducer, and remember, whenever we have a reducer, we have to attach it to the store. So to attach it to the store, we'll have to import something, import genre or category reducer, and that's coming from /features/current genre or category. And what we can do is we can say current genre or category is equal to genre or category reducer. So for the Redux Toolkit query, the reducer was created automatically for us. In this case, we are using our own reducer that we are creating right here. And with that reducer, we also automatically get the action that we can dispatch. Let me explain what that means. Just think about it this way. We created some sort of function called select genre or category, and we want to export that function, exactly what we're doing here, and then we want to call it from our component to populate our genre or category name. So I'm going to close all the files right now and go to the sidebar, because that's where we want to click the actual genre name, right here. To be able to make that action call, we have to import a few things from Redux. We have to import use dispatch as well as the use selector. And these things are coming from React-Redux. Now that we have them, we have to set them up right here by saying const dispatch is equal to use dispatch. This is going to allow us to dispatch actions. And again, don't let this word fool you. Dispatch means just to send or to transfer. We want to transfer specific data from our component to our Redux. So now that we have this dispatch, we can use it straight instead of this on click. Here, we can create a callback function and simply say dispatch. And what action do we want to dispatch? Well, we haven't yet imported it. We have to import the action we just created. Import select genre or category from //features, and then finally current genre or category. Now we can use that action or a function we talked about right here. We want to dispatch that action, and we also want to provide it the name of the category we're clicking on, and that name is contained inside the value. So we're simply passing this value right here inside of this function. That function is going to travel to our entire application from the sidebar all over to the store, and then it's going to go to this reducer right here, and we should be able to get it through this action.payload object. So let's go ahead and test it out. Are we going to get this console log? I'm going to open up the console and clear everything, and I'm going to click on a specific category. Right now, we haven't yet done the genres, just the categories. So I'm going to click popular, and we don't see anything, unfortunately. I'll try to reload, and now we do see something, but that something is errors, and that's good. That's a step in the right direction. So right now we can see that it says that object is not a function. So let's go to line 43 in the sidebar right here, and we have an issue with this dispatch right here. Select genre or category, and then we're passing in the value. If I click on this select genre or category, we're led straight to here. It looks like I've made a slight typo, and that is that we're not getting the select genre or category action straight from genre or category. We have to do genre or category dot actions. From there, we can then extract these action creators as it says right here, and then we can make a call to this function. So now let's save it and then go back. I reloaded the page, I'm gonna clear the console, and I'm gonna click popular. And there we go. We are seeing this from the current genre or category reducer. We can also click top rated and upcoming. And as you can see, we're getting the right data from our component straight to our Redux. Now let me explain one more time how this is working. We created something known as a Redux Slice. Think about it as a slice of cake. Our entire React application state, or a store, is the whole piece of cake. But then our genres or categories are only one slice of that entire cake. So we want to keep that information separate from the movies or everything else. That's why we're creating a genre or category slice. Inside of that slice, we can select a specific genre or do some logic. In this case, we've created a reducer that simply selects a genre or category and then updates it. Well, right now it's simply console logging it, but soon enough it's gonna update it. Then Redux automatically gives us an action creator that we can export like this: select genre or category is equal to genre or category dot actions. Then we need to connect this reducer to our store right here by saying current genre or category is equal to current genre or category reducer. And then finally, if we import use dispatch from React Redux and also that action creator which was created for us, we can then dispatch an action creator saying dispatch select genre or category, and then we provide the name or the ID of that specific category. And that's essentially it. Now we want to do the same thing for our genres. So if we scroll down in here on click, we want to dispatch same thing, select genre or category, but this time we're gonna pass the ID and not the value because that's how the API is formed. So now let's save it. And if we go back, if I click action, we're getting 28, 12, 16, 80. And that data is not only inside of our React component, it's also getting to Redux. Now we can use that data inside of Redux to fetch real actual movies depending on a specific category. So let's do that right now.